Bridge pose. Start by lying on your back on a comfortable surface, such as a yoga mat or a rug. Bend your knees and bring your feet to the floor. Traditionally, your feet are hip-width apart and parallel to one another. Personally, though, I like to step my feet a little wider apart and turn my feet outward slightly because it feels more comfortable for my knees. You should experiment with the positioning of your feet, slowly. Maybe you want them to be a little farther forward, or hip-width apart with your feet turned out. Be curious, listen for feedback, and settle into a position that feels just right. Rest your arms alongside your body, palms down. Your arms should be snuggled up to your body, not angled away from it. Shrug or roll your shoulders back and lengthen your neck. Take a deep breath. On your next inhale, roll your tailbone off the floor and continue rolling each vertebrae off the floor one by one. As you do this, make sure your feet are grounded firmly into the floor. Remember, spread your toes wide and push the feet into the floor, but don't strain. As you lift, you'll also want to be grounded through your shoulders, arms, and hands. Spread your fingers and push the arms and hands down into the floor to give yourself more lift. When you exhale, roll your spine back down to the floor, vertebrae by vertebrae. Make sure you move up and down at the same pace as your inhale and exhale. If you get to the top or bottom and find yourself still inhaling or exhaling, that means you're moving too fast. Roll up and down several times. 6 to 8 repetitions is good, although you should do whatever number feels right to you. If you want to pause at the top to enhance your stretch, you may do so. Be mindful of your hands and arms. Most students forget about them. Push them into the floor to be as grounded as possible. You'll notice that when you're solidly connected to the floor, it gives you more lift, more stretch, and more openness in the pose. The easiest way to understand this point is to let your arms and hands be soft and lazy. Now lift up into bridge. Hold at the top and simply engage your hands and arms. Push them into the floor and notice how much more expansive you get. While holding at the top, you can try walking your hands and arms closer together underneath your body. As you do this, see if you can walk your shoulders together a bit more. Try interlacing your fingers and bringing your palms together. If you're tight in the shoulders, this may seem like an impossibility. If that's the case, shift your arms back to the sides of your body. Patience is a virtue. Play around with the distance between your feet. The wider apart they are from one another, the more you will stretch the inside of your thighs. Don't take my word for it. Try it for yourself and see how your body responds to the adjustments you make. Bear in mind that your best stretch may not be lifting up as high as possible. It may feel better for you to pause just below the apex of your stretch and put it in park. Do what feels best for you. Be as aware as you can be and feel what you're doing. Close your eyes and listen for feedback. Does it feel good to roll up and hold the stretch at the top? Or walk your shoulders and arms together underneath you as you lift to get more opening in the chest and shoulders? Lift one leg off the floor. How do your feet feel? Do you want them wider apart or closer together? Closer or farther away from your body? What's your right pinky toe doing? Is your face relaxed? Are you breathing? Notice the angle of your tailbone, then tuck it and arch it a few times. Notice how this small movement affects the stretch in your lower back and hip flexors. You may want to play with all of these variations and see what feels good for you. Over time, you won't need to fiddle so much. You'll just know what your next move should be. I would vote for rolling up and down several more times if your back feels stiff, and then holding at the top for a few breaths. I usually walk my shoulders and arms together underneath me when I'm holding at the top to enhance the stretch in the chest and shoulders. Breathe deeply, be open, relax, and listen. When you're finished, roll down and draw your knees into your chest, holding them from the backs of your thighs or the fronts of your shins. You probably will need to lengthen your neck. Relax your face, feet, and your grip on your legs. Don't create any new tension. Stay here for as long as you like.